Hello, I'm Kelly Lee,
And I'm Teri Lloyd.
and this is Transformations. So we want to tell you a little bit about Transformations and the work that we do here, and hope that that might lead some of you to send us a resume. So Transformations has been around for 22 years. Teri's been here all that time. I've been here about 12 years. And so Transformations is private practice with support. So essentially, all of the things that you imagine doing as a therapist, doing really good work with people, and then hopefully we can take all of the stuff that you didn't imagine doing, like getting paneled with insurance companies and arguing with insurance companies when they don't want to pay you, and kind of all of that thing, which doesn't happen all that often, but all those things that you didn't imagine yourself doing, we'll do that so that you can go out and do really good work with your clients.
We also advocate for laws and policies in the state of Kentucky that keep you employed, because we all know services go where the money are.
Teri's doing some really
money is.
There you go. Teri's doing some really great work right now, advocating for lifting restrictions on telehealth for marriage and family therapy associates,
all provider types.
And all provider types, really, so that in this strange time where instead of being in your classroom to talk with you, we're sending you a video, and then so hopefully that lots of folks can can do telehealth with their clients right now.
Yeah, safely for the client and for themselves.
Yeah. So when you contract, so Transformations is contract. When you contract with Transformations, you take as many or as few cases as you would like, and you take only the cases that you want. So the vast majority of providers who contract with us do in-home therapy. So I don't keep an office anywhere. All of my clients, I go either see them in the school or in their home. We have some really great relationships with several schools in Jefferson County, and we also have providers who work. We have a few people in Lexington and Gallatin County and counties sort of surrounding Louisville. We get a lot of referrals from schools. We get referrals from the hospitals, from all kinds of places, really. And so if you're contracting with us, you see those referrals come in. If you see one that looks like it would be a good fit for you, you just respond to the email that you want to take it, and then we use an electronic medical record, which makes things very simple. And what else?
Well, you can start now while you're still in school in a position that's called a community support associate, and you can begin learning the specialty of home and community-based services. And then once you've graduated and obtained your associate license, you can move into the position of a therapist, and then you can work under supervision, and we do provide funding to help with the cost of your clinical supervision. And then once you're licensed, then your pay goes way up and you get to continue in this practice.
So I think one of the things that is really important to consider when you're looking for a job as a therapist, when you go out and interview places, is that you ask the question, let's say you're looking at a job where you're going to be full-time at an agency, that you ask the question, like, what are the productivity requirements? Like, how many clients do they expect you to carry, and how many hours a week of direct client contact do they expect you to do? At Transformations, most folks carry like a much smaller caseload than that, and often do like more intensive services with a smaller number of clients, and then you can make a comparison. So I would say that at Transformations you'll make about the same money for about half the time. So I do I would say around like 15, sometimes as much as 20 hours a week of client contact, and I'm certain that I make twice as much money as I would make in a full-time setting somewhere else, because at Transformations we're putting absolutely as much money as we possibly can into our providers' paychecks. We have very little overhead and other expenses that some of those big agencies do. So you do the work and you get paid well for the work.
Yes, 22 years ago, I was an employee somewhere, and I got to looking at the benefits and then the retirement plan, And I thought, this is going nowhere.
So at Transformations, you are in charge of your own benefits and your own retirement, but we pay you well enough that you can do that.
And it was really, I was really proud one day. I was at a training with a whole bunch of my providers, and they asked for something personal about everybody in the room. And each one of my providers talked about a trip they took. I believe one was to Disney World, one was to South America, another one had been to training in Switzerland, another had spent the summer or some summer vacation time in France. Yeah, that made me proud to know that people had the potential to earn and make a living and buy cars and houses and live well.
Yeah, because when you work for Transformations, you don't have to ask anyone's permission to go on vacation. You just find someone who will cover your clients in an emergency, and you go.
Yes, there's a network here of providers that you can count on and rely on for support.
So some of the questions that people often ask us are, do we cover your supervision? And we just recently set up a way to do that. If that's based on how many hours you bill in a month. So we have sort of like a point system, and if you're working regularly and billing a certain number of hours, we then give you money that will go like a little extra bonus check that you can pay for your supervision with. We'll set you up with a supervisor. I know lots of people in your program often have the question of like the MFT license versus the social work license, and you can do both if you like here. As a social worker, you have to be an employee. As a CSW, you have to be an employee of the agency in order to be working toward licensure, and we have a setup to do that here. But we'll send me a resume. We'll schedule an interview. I'll tell you more about it. I don't want to make this video too long. What else?
I do want to talk about that we have more referrals than we have providers.
Absolutely.
You will not be hurting for the flow of referrals that come. If we were doing this live, Representative Passport was going to come with us. She wants to refer to us all of their children and teenagers that come out of psychiatric hospitals. She wants us providing that care, and she wants you to learn to become a therapist that works in the home and the community, because they know that this form of treatment is what works and what makes the biggest difference in children's lives. You can do family counseling in an office if everybody shows up, but when you walk into the home, you quickly know what's going on, and then your presence makes a change in that family system. Where you sit in the house, how you acknowledge people makes all the difference in the world. And I would really like for you to consider the impact that this kind of specialty has on children and teenagers and parents as well. Now, referrals. When I was talking about referrals, well, we got a boatload of them. So
yeah,
please,
I think in January
needed.
only maybe half of the referrals that we received were actually picked up.
Because
so
our
we
providers
can,
were full.
Yeah. So I mean, we can create a full-time job for quite a few people almost
Just
instantly.
Like that.
Yeah, and everyone who stays here does stay really full. We also have targeted case managers, and they work really hard, sort of begging people to take more cases. But like we said, you set your limit on how much you want to work.
Our specialty over the years has been children and teens with intense needs, like the kids that come out of the hospital. So we do provide services for adults, but I want you to know up front that the children and the teens has been our biggest referral source.
I would say our referrals are split about 75-25, like 75% kids, about 25% adults. My caseload is probably split that way, maybe a few more adults than that. Yeah. And then we do, once you're fully licensed, we'll get you paneled with commercial insurance if you want to take commercial insurance.
We do the paneling piece.
Yeah, we do all of that work for you. And then there's a few people who contract with our agency who work, just in an office. Well, not just in an office, but keep an office space and see clients there as well. So really, we really like the in-home piece. I think it's so much more effective. But we really can sort of create whatever your vision is for yourself, and we would love to support you in that.
Awesome.
All right. Hi. Did you want to say one more thing? Sorry,
Oh,
you
well,
went a little
one
bit.
more time. Let me push the Community Support Associate position.
Yes.
It is solution focused, it is positive skill based, and you can start now. You do not have to wait until you've graduated. You could even use it as part of your internship. You can talk to your supervisor about it. You can talk to us about it. We have done that in the past, and we can do it for you. Thank you.
So you send me a resume, KLEE, at transformationsllc.net, and I'll type that out for you as well. Or you can call me. It's 502-468-4328, and we'll schedule you an interview.